Hello, and welcome to another crazy episode of Gem Collectors with Shawn. You can always count on an unusual persona when I first say hello, because I got these jokers around me, cutting up with me, calling me a German Shepherd, right before, we go live, almost live. Either way, we shoot it as live. And then I'm supposed to be, sound all normal. And a moment ago, I was just cracking up and being insulted to the nth degree with no one to back me up. It all comes down to, I might make it a trivia question. So we'll leave that answer alone. All right, so we have a great show. I have a lot of things I want to get done. I couldn't believe I set a goal of 50 items for myself last week. But, for me, 27 wasn't bad out of the 50. So we are going to give some amazing sale price opportunities today. You're going to see some new things floating through. There's things like I'll inventory, a couple of dozen items, and maybe I'll end up showing 15 or 20, and they'll get put back into a box and shuffled around and won't ever have been shown. Come across those regularly, and so you never know what you're going to find in there. We have trivia. We have a correct trivia person that answered, and oddly enough, all of the winners had won recently. So it was, if it sounds like, wow, I just won, well, that's because any one of the potential winners have won recently, and that's the way it goes, And the more of you that play, I can guarantee you that you will win. The odds are too low. I mean, if there's 10 people playing, and I give away, if you've noticed, some really good, cool stuff. And you just never know what you're going to find. So let's get to the comments and to the trivia. First, the trivia questions from last week were, Spencer Opal is similar in look to what other opal district? The answer was Coober Pedy. And also, where is Spencer Opal mined? And the answer to that would be Idaho. So looking for those answers. Name 4 primary mining districts for peridot. And so there could have been a lot of different answers in there, even some more remote ones, or some going back to the days of Cleopatra, actually. And there was mining on an island in the Mediterranean that had a peridot deposit. Peridot is associated with volcanic occurrences and volcanic geology. And that's why if you go to Hawaii, you have all the black sands from the lava and the basalt. But then the other thing you can have, and if you look closely, wow, I'd go nuts, because I'd want to collect every bit of it. Peridot sand. Absolutely, yep. Green little tiny sand grains that, of course, through the action of the waves have been tumbled down. And yeah, because of the difference in the specific gravities, if you have a particular machine, there's a machine for separating gold, little tiny gold dust from the black sands that are often associated with gold. And it's a spiral. There's several different ways and different pieces of equipment that are made to separate grains of valuable ore from sand and from the black sands, which are like ilmenite, magnetite, rutile, all the black sands that are commonly associated with gold, because gold is found in these metallic ores. So when you get down to the end, if you're just doing simple panning, you always have the black sand, and then if you have gold, it's usually underneath the rim of black sand. And there's nothing more exciting than spinning that water around and have it slowly take the black sand off of what lies underneath. Because gold is 19 times heavier than water. It's, lead is only 7 times. So gold is a great, a huge difference over any other, including garnet sands. So garnet sands are one of the first heavier sands that will get washed away if you don't want to keep them. And it works itself down. But when you're doing hand panning, you do that final spin of the water around the edge where it takes off the last layer of the black sand, and then underneath lays your gold dust or little micro nuggets. And there's nothing like the sight of that. The contrast between the gold, I use a Garrett pan, so it's green, and the black sand is just so exciting. And knowing that your eyes are the first eyes that have ever laid eyes on that gold, you can see how gold fever is just manifested by pure thought of it. Because in a minute, I'm going to be all wound up, and you're going to see me just all excited and all bubbling over with a fever of gold, because that's what it will truly do to you. I mean, I've got 3 sluices. I'm going to set up the sluices in the garage. I brought up pay gravel, and I want to run it through and see what I have. And I'm pretty excited about that, because I know where the concentration was after 3 years of looking for it along the creek. And then, of course, COVID hit me, which, as a matter of fact, I'll have to be honest, since all of you, want to know, is it was close, but I had to take a break enough that I'd be well enough to come in and do this show, because I got out, and, a man should be able to do what a man needs to do, which is mow the yard. And my yard is pie-shaped. It is just really narrow in the front with hardly any grass, and then it becomes the largest lot in the neighborhood. Backs up to the Dawson Wildlife Management Area, and a county that has way less people even my back property line. So it's really sheltered. I have a couple of little sliding rock waterfalls on it, and it's amazing. But I still have grass. I'm still supposed to keep this little bunch. I just as soon put gravel down over all of it, make it a Japanese garden, or just mulch it all over instead of just, I tried so hard to grow grass. No, all I grow is weeds. You know what? My excuse for the HOA, Homeowners Association, when they sent me these little letters saying you need to mow your, well, I saw a thing called No Mow May. And that was to help out all the little pollinators that in May, it's kind of between seasons of flowering, and they have a tough time finding food. And I'm a big believer in the pollinators. We actually looked into and bought all the things it would take to have beehives. And so, and there's a Beekeepers Association we were going to join. And so we looked into all that, and it all sounded good. Then I looked in and talked to a guy who had 80 hives. And his cameras, his critter cameras, captured the picture and destruction of hive after hive after hive by bears. I love the creature, but if you're in a business that can be just taken out by some bears. So I had actually bought electric fencing, because I was that committed to trying to have a couple of hives. And once I really realized that the little voltage, because I've touched one of the, if other things can be on it. You should experience the voltage if you're going to distribute to other potential people that are going to get zapped, people or animals. So yeah, I've seen what kind of voltage. Okay, yeah, so it zapped me, my skin right on it. You're talking about a bear's hair first. It has to get past it. It has to be able to make contact with its hide. By then, you know, its hide is so thick and the voltage is so low, it's already pulled down all of your electrodes, destroy that part of the fence, and it's onto your hive, and then, you know, boom, gone is everything, the hive and the electric fence. I talked to many different people, and every single one of them had issues and problems with beehives. So anyway, I did no mow May. That was my excuse for not mowing the yard for May, and kind of ran out of them. But it was a little bit cooler. I did it in 3 different trenches, and I mean only 5 minutes at a time, because it's a very small yard. Go in, cool down. I even put ice in the towel around me. Got the yard mowed. I was real proud of myself. And then I started counting the days, because it like doesn't happen the next day when you get a symptomatic attack of brain fog that is related back to having long haulers COVID, or long COVID they call it. 3 years ago I got COVID and been battling the symptoms ever since. And the best thing you could ever do is just rest. I find rest. And so if not to get it and make it here is record time. So it's better than, you know, I just want to think I'm better than I was. That's all I'm going to say, because I was very disappointed for the results to be that I got the brain fog. From doing that, because I breathe really heavy, you know, when you're doing that, but normally you're supposed to. But after having COVID and long COVID, doing that can really trigger onset of symptoms. So I still feel a little bit now, but I certainly felt well enough and wanted to come in and share the time with all of you. So, you know, there's nothing like rocks and minerals, talking about rocks and minerals to make one feel better. All right, so name the 4 primary mining districts for peridot: Arizona, Pakistan, China, and Burma. That's certainly the 4 I have. There could be other acceptable ones. Yeah, so there we go. And let's start the comments. Not too many, so it should go pretty quick. Last week, we had one that came in late from Miss Barbara in Brooklyn. Hi, Professor, Raven, GSN crew, and the whole rock family. Thanks for the lesson about the feldspars. Like the garnets, it's easiest to think of them as families with a whole series of similar members, all related by a basic formula with open slots where elements can slide in and out, causing subtle changes. Said very well, Miss Barbara, and a good way to explain it. In so many of them, the end formula, which in garnet is aluminum silicate, not oxygen. I don't know the exact numbers of each, but there is. But those are the 3 basic elements, and then it's the first part of those elements that just change out, giving you, in the case of iron garnet, garnet, then you get into the ugrandites and the pyrospites. So you have, of course, the almandine garnet, which is, and the iron garnet. You have pyro, which is magnesium garnet, etc. So first part changes. The last chemical formula, molecular formula, stays the same, and that's why it keeps it in the family. All right, so, and they very rarely are pure, mingling and mixing with each other to give us a staggering array of beautiful crystal forms and colors. Absolutely, and the feldspars and the garnets. Enjoyed the pyromorphite crystals. They remind me of cooked celery pieces, and often they get replaced by a paler green mouthful of the mineral plumbogumite. I happen to be actually familiar with that. it's amazing how a little oxidation or introducing a little bit of another element through liquid or gases into the seam can totally change the crystals you find on a specimen next, you know? Especially if you like start with a base like quartz. And then all these other minerals come in and grow additionally with it. As to the trivia, alpha, beta, and gamma are 3 types of radiation you described. Calcite has 800 habits or forms, and decrepitation is the snap, crackle, pop sound of minerals reacting to heat. You would have gotten all 3 of those answers right. And here I thought it was bones. My bones getting up in the morning. LOL. Another hot day is on tap, so I'm going out to water my plants early and then hide in the AC for the rest of the day. Be well. Oh, Barbara from Brooklyn. Sounds like something you need to do about every day around here lately and in so many other states. Miss Jan and Dennis. Love to hear from you two. Hi, Shawn, with exclamation points. It's Jan and Dennis here, wanting to let you know that the serpentine carving has made its way into our home in California. You know what? That serpentine carving, by the end and the price I reduced it to, even the initial price, it was such a good value. That quality serpentine, especially when you think that it was carved out of one bigger piece, that's what makes it so extremely rare. And the intricacy of the carving, making it a double-sided carving. And remember, y'all, I had that item. No one bought it. I reduced it. I think it was $88. Birds and flowers. Beautifully polished. Some of the best quality serpentine there is. And you know, the price was just way silly cheap. So I am glad to see it was finally recognized as an opportunity by somebody. So it's you showed the flowers and we saw them, plus the birds. We have lots of birdies and flowers here, so our new statue fits perfectly. We also have the twisted dragon piece. Cool. We love everything we buy, from yours to ours. Thank you. Day by day, we get through every Monday to see what is exciting things you have to offer. You'd be amazed at what Dennis is learning about gemstones from you, Shawn. What a compliment. Aside from tumbling stones to spectroscope and dichroscope use, wow. He's asking if you know about a color reference guide. He has something, but it's black and white. Yeah, kind of difficult to use black and white. I do have one excellent thing in black and white, and you know what it is? I should make that a trivia question. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. It is from the Opal Miners Association and the Gemological Association of Australia. They put together an official guide to grading black opals on a scale of just 1 to 5. And then it's perfect, because so many times people will call something a black opal, and no way, it's just a light gray opal. It's not a black opal. And this scale isn't just created by somebody, it's created by and officially recognized by 2 associations. So that's the only black and white one, and of course it would make wonderful sense for that. And the best place I have seen for a very intricate guide for color and saturation and tone and explanation is, there's a couple of different opportunities, a couple of different choices, but the GIA, what am I saying? Okay, so the GIA, Gemological Institute of America, puts out, every catalog from where they sell to anyone, everything from really high-end portable gemological kits. Can you see the desire in me to have one of those? I wanted one way back when, and I couldn't afford it then. But as time has gone on, and as they added better and better instruments to it, so I think my income difference was chasing the difference in the amount of this, because it always seemed just out of my reach financially. But that's not the case for everybody. And if there was anything ever so cool, it is this portable lab that GIA makes, where everything fits into this neat little metallic case. And, you know, I've been watching a little bit too much TV Recover in the last couple of days because, you know, usually I'm used to seeing opening these metal cases and out comes this fancy sniper rifle you put all together and all that. Well, no, this is a neat thing that has all the right instruments, even for the field, to be able to determine what something is. Okay, so besides that, they also have the wall charts for color. They have the some really fancy ones, I think, that you can put color over color. And I don't know, recently they have come out with new, what am I trying to think? With new rules to the grading of color. And so along with that has come these color sets that you can get for tone and saturation. And they are really, really neat. I've been looking at items for so very long. There's a lot that just comes to my eyes. Luckily, with older age, my eyes aren't such, like I don't have cataracts. I don't have anything to affect what I see in color. And so that's a good thing to say. I've never sprung the money for one of those kits. I buy so much used equipment that I kept thinking I would run across one of those color charts one day in a used batch of equipment and items. Hasn't happened. Luck hasn't happened there. So anyway, that's Robert Check, and you might just get lost. Don't blow the budget. Save some money for here because there's a lot of neat equipment. Now, let me say this. If you're going to buy something and it has the GIA logo on it, let's say, there's a premium for that logo. Let me just put it that way. Some of the exact same product can be bought less expensively if you get away from having to buy it through the GIA catalog. So just keep that in mind. You know, it's a premium product, but similar products can be had for much less if you just don't have to have, you know, you don't have to have the Bentley emblem on the hood of the car, or you know what I mean. So take that for what it's worth. All right, now, where were we? Okay, Jan and Dennis. Okay, so she finishes with asking about the color reference guide. He has something, but it's in black and white. Say hi to all the gem collector family out there. Stay mystified all till next week. Indeed. Hugs to you, Shawn. Sincerely happy to be part of your family. Wow. You know, I couldn't ask for a kinder thing to be said, because the family, you know, of course, includes Asif and Dave, and, you know, the people that I am closest to here are right here amongst us. And I wouldn't trade them for anything. Special bunch. And I'm glad that all of you have made it what it is. Without your support, wouldn't be here. Cindy in Pennsylvania. Hello, Rock family. Wonderful show as always, Shawn. Enjoyed it all. Going to another Rock and Gem garage sale Friday. He has a lot of wonderful things to search through. I love those kind of garage sales. Trivia, Spencer, Idaho, and Cooper Pedy. Yep. And Arizona, China, Burma, and Pakistan. Correct. Have a great week. Summer is flying by. Cindy in South Central Pennsylvania. Miss Barbara in Brooklyn with the current message she wrote. Hi, Professor, Raven, GSN crew, and the whole Rock family. Loved the cutting on that Burma peridot. That was that beautiful, beautiful, deep, roundish roval cut set in the gold setting I showed last week at a very inexpensive opportunity. That was indeed world class. See, I am so glad because I use the world class mention or description very, very rarely. And a piece truly has to be, to me, considered as world class for rarity and everything else. And for someone as knowledgeable as Barbara to agree with that, that means something to me and to all of you as well. She sees a lot of the good stuff. She knows what good stuff looks like, and she certainly called that right well in agreeing with me on the world class. That's a beautiful stone. I hope someone takes advantage of the opportunity to have it in their collection. Tried for the pre-night pendant, but wasn't fast enough. That stone had a nice glow to it. Yeah, that stone for pre-night absolutely was facet grade quality. It was clean and even in color all throughout. And I can't believe that I actually had to discount it to sell it for the price I had it the first time. You rascals out there. With all the batteries being engineered into our lives, lithium is becoming the new uranium. China and Russia just struck deals with Chile in the lithium triangle in South America, Bolivia, Argentina, and Chile, for the huge white gold, in quotes, lithium salt deposits. I know about that. I've read about that. We would be wise to be locking up some lithium contracts here. To be self-sufficient, we would have to do expensive hard rock mining. Yes, there is a large, I see you're familiar with it, a large deposit we have of lithium out west, but a little bit more difficult to get to with the hard rock mining. But like uranium in the 40s, when something becomes a strategic mineral, no stone gets left unturned. So cherish your kunzite and related spodumene while you can, for you could be compelled to donate it toward our future national interests. LOL. Yes, because spodumene actually is a ore of lithium. Because if you look at the chemical formula, you can see by way of percentage of weight, of molecular weight, lithium is appreciable enough. And when you think of spodumene, you don't just think of a pretty pink kunzite. Think of huge crystals that are grayish white and, you know, look like chalk kind of thing. And they can grow feet long. And that's the industrial spodumene. That's what they use for ore. And there's a good bit of it at times. So, yeah, we need lithium. And I hope that we saw that and ahead of time. So, okay, you got to choose one. The slice of lepidolite offered as a base for the hematite specimen looks suspiciously like the apatite bookend later in the show. I'm voting for apatite. By the way, try the gigger on a banana. That should be fun. Okay, well, so what Miss Barbara is saying that, remember last week I showed she says hematite. So we're all getting a little older. She says that I showed a hematite on lepidolite. Well, for one thing, we know the difference between hematite, which is an iron ore, and galena, which is a lead ore. And it most certainly was represented as galena. And of course, had all the weight, sparkle, cleavage, everything that you would expect a galena to look like. It was a galena, and it was a galena actually from Missouri. The amazing mines in Missouri that produced all kinds of goodies. And so then the slice that was underneath, what she says underneath the hematite, which was actually underneath the galena, that I described it as lepidolite. I don't know where you were, Miss Barber. I think you must have been, cheating on me and watching another show. That's what it was. Wow, breaking my heart. Watching another show. There's no other show like mine. You couldn't be cheating on me. I think you just got it wrong. Because I didn't show any slice of lepidolite. We get screenshots. So, everything I show, so that you get to see it, is what we call a screenshot. So it's screenshotted for the price, item number, and everything else. And that goes into the system, and I get a copy of it. It was described as galena on apatite. And so, yes, you are correct. That apatite slice, I'm trying to think, if it didn't come from that one, which I think that apatite slice was actually bigger overall. I had a couple of those big apatite crystals. I mean, they were like that with big bases. And I thought, well, why should I just sell this one when I can cut it up and make all kinds of other things with it? And so that's what I've done. And so I was left with that bookend piece. And then that other slice, you're right, was from another crystal I had, just identical in color. I think if I try to line it up with that base, I will next time if they don't sell, and I'd be able to tell, but I didn't do that. So anyway, funny about the difference of the hematite and lepidolite. So you were really close on both. So that would be really cool, though. Instead, it was galena on that beautiful, beautiful blue apatite. So if I got to choose one, I'm going to choose the one that it is, which is galena on apatite. And when she mentions the Geiger, of course, that's our how we refer affectionately to the Geiger counter, which is Asa's favorite sound in his ear for me to make when he has his headphones on. So we're not going to run it at the moment, but I do check so many different things for a radioactive signature. And when you go and check apatite, because it can contain rare earth elements, you can certainly get a signature. So about foods, a lot of people don't realize that foods, and this is what I'm trying to tell you, so just because it has a radioactive signature doesn't mean it's harmful in any way, because bananas will have on average, increased overall average of the counts per minute. Now, it's very, very negligible, but it can be measured. And what it's reading is, we all know what is in bananas that is so good for us. Potassium. And what are the 3 naturally radioactive substances in the Earth's crust? U-238. That's uranium isotope U-238. Thorium-232, which is a degraded isotope from uranium. And then the third one is potassium-40. Potassium-40. So you have some in that potassium, in that banana, that over time has become radioactive. And then also Brazil nuts. Have you ever heard? Yes. So how Brazil nuts get radioactive, it is because of the ground that they are grown in. So they're grown in South America, and the soil absorbs the radioactive content that is in the surrounding soil, and it is transferred into the Brazil nut. Now, I actually did take my the Geiger over some mixed nuts that I had and separated them. I could really say some comments from that, but I was, let's just say, I was playing with the jar and separating them in so I could take different readings of each different kind of mixed nut. And if my face is turning red, it's the camera. There was a higher, by a very small amount, radioactive signature to Brazil nuts. So there you go. That's, radiation is all around us. Where you don't want it to be, you need to know it, like radon in the basement of your home where it can gather. All right. Then she says, as to the trivia, Spencer Opal comes from Idaho and similar in characteristics to Cooper PD Australian material. Peridot comes from San Carlos Apache Reservation, Arizona, China, Pakistan, and Myanmar. New Mexico, Nevada, Zagrabad, Egypt, Hawaii, and about 10 more. Widespread and little sparklers. Contractors are here, so I gotta go. Keep cool and be well all. Miss Barbara from Brooklyn. Miss Gabby chiming in. Hi, gang. Just a quick note and pics of green star kyanite. So remember we talked about that last week, and she bought a piece of jewelry from it and sent it to me, and it's beautiful. And then she put direct lighting on it, and it starred. And I have to say, I was not familiar with green star kyanite, but it's most certainly starred. And what it looks like prehnite with a star. So pretty cool, pretty cool. I'd always like that. I've known about green kyanite, just not about it starring. But I have seen intersecting crystals in a group of 6. And when they line like that in a group of 6 intersected, it definitely then tells me it's possible to create a star from that combination of crystals. Okay, so let's see. I really hope someone gets that beautiful peridot ring. What a bargain to go along with a beautiful stone. Withdrawing from trivia, but answers are Spencer, Idaho, Cooper Pedy, Arizona, Manchuria, China, Pakistan, and Burma. Until next week, Miss Gabby. So, yeah, the green ones she had, just so you know, starstones came from Nepal, where a lot of beautiful kyanite does come from. This is Elisa in Florida. Hello, Professor Shawn, the lovely Raven, GSN crew, and Rock family. I hope everyone had a wonderful and safe 4th of July. Shawn, thank you for another great show full of excellent information. My answer to this week's question are Spencer, Idaho, and it's similar to Opal from Cooper Pedy, Australia. Myanmar, Pakistan, Andalusia, and Spain, China are the best for and Arizona for peridot. My favorite item was the blue barite. I hope everyone has a good week. Miss Elisa. Miss Elisa, you have excellent taste in picking that blue barite. Mr. Charles in Oregon. Ciao, fellow rockhounds. I'm very excited about winning the garnet. I'd never owned a garnet, but I think they're quite beautiful. Wow. I actually was able to give you something you've never owned, Charles. That is so meaningful. It is my birthstone. I was born on my dad's birthstone, and y'all want to know what? Let's see, this show will air on Monday. So yesterday celebrates, so yesterday being Sunday, celebrates the 1-year anniversary of his passing. And I having been born on his birthday, he was 91 years old. I was 30 years older to the day than me, and just love that man dearly. Every year we took off and went fishing on my birthday. And in a way, I want to celebrate it and talk to Raven about just going fishing, just to make that connection. I've got the ring on that he gave me, so pretty excited about that. So having a garnet, that's a special piece. I am curious about a couple items from the old shows that are no longer in inventory. Let me look right now. I sent her a message to see and if they sold. So in okay, I have an answer right here. Wow, bummer. Sorry for the delay. They both sold. So she was, Charles was looking for the rutilated Andalusite and the preform Burmese peridot. That was a stunning item. So remember, everyone, you can go back any number of shows that you see and look at items they may not have sold. And it's simple as that. I am more than happy to find out if there's something. A lot of things I'll just know off the top of my head. If not, I can verify it. And don't hesitate, because we are a 24/7 network. That means our inventory and options of getting that inventory are available 24/7. All right, so he finishes. Have a great week. With love, Charles. We love you back. He opts out. Spencer Opal is from Spencer, Idaho, and the mining district is comparable to Cooper Pedy. And the second question from February notes. Great note taking then. The best peridot comes from Burma, Pakistan, and Arizona. A large portion of peridot on the market comes from China. It does, but the majority, which is something I didn't really realize, of the majority of peridot that we see is from the Apache Reservation. I would have never have guessed that. But I think what they're going to be talking about is the smaller stones that are used in jewelry in volume that way, because the Arizona peridot rough doesn't lend itself, because it's just formed in the rhyolite, kind of like the sunstone that's found in Oregon. And so it's not like in a crystalline shape. So the sunstones work with bigger voids, and so you can get bigger stones, but peridot, Arizona peridot, not so much. You're working like with much smaller voids. And that's just a guess, but I certainly would prefer, just due to coloration, Arizona peridot anyway. So, all right, the winner this week, that is it. We have, and I was kind of looking, it didn't matter because everyone has won recently. So we let fate be the decision maker in this one. And Miss Elisa in Florida is the winner. Let's show Miss Elisa what she has won. Look at this. Miss Elisa, this actually is perfect for you because I know that you work with jewelry. And so it's something you might be able to do something with. Look at this, faceted, some of the highest, well, it is. It's world-class lapis. So much so, look at this. Look at the color, the lack of pyrite or the lack of calcite even. It is stunning material. And, you know, lapis as a mineral itself, and you'll see in the years to come, they're going to do away with that name. It is a, technically, a sulfur-dominant aween. Yep. But we won't get into that. We'll keep calling it lapis. Look at the quality of these. Look at the quality of these. You know, to facet lapis, you have to have a reason because it sure takes a lot more time than cutting it. So one of the reasons here, the quality. Look at the quality. That is just exceptional. Exceptional quality. So it makes it kind of cool to facet it. And if you did nothing but put these in a display situation, it would be worth it just to have it with the stones around it to enjoy it for the quality that it is. So congratulations on that. Let me tuck those away and we'll be right back with the start of the show. Okay, look at this. I cannot believe no one took advantage of this amazing piece of Burmese jadeite. Myanmar, the new name, of course, for Burma. Most people, though, still using Burma. I still like Burma. But moss on snow. Moss on snow is the name given to fine jadeite that has a green jadeite on top of a white jadeite. Hence the name moss and snow. Look at this. It's already drilled for whatever you may want to use it for. And let's find the critters on here. So as we look at this, you're going to see and see if it comes to you as I turn this, what the critter is. And you let me get my pointer, and once you see it, it just jumps right out at you. Okay, so there is the dragon right there. There is the dragon. Here's the beautiful, now look at this. This color green right there, if you had a cabochon or a bead of something larger of that color green, that is the really valuable stuff. And as we give you a closer look at that, you'll see just how desirable that kind of transparency would be. Really, really stunning. Yeah, I'll do that. So, oh yeah. Oftentimes you'll get a little bit of the green near the rind, and they'll work just with that and cut, you know, as much of it as possible for the carver to orient it in the way that they often will do. It's real clever and takes a lot of laying out and thinking ahead of time. So as we turn this over, you're going to see, look at this, it's a double-sided carving, beautiful, beautiful moss on snow. And here is, again, the dragon. Here's the mouth is open right here. Here are the upper and lower jaws. And then coming around here, here is the foot with its foot on the pearl that you see so often universally featured with that style carving of the foot on the pearl. And this is some really fine jadeite. And I often look at them because you can often find other carvings, other meaningful animals within the carving. You just kind of have to hunt for them, turn it around. Oftentimes this often is very, see that same style on both sides, often is depicted as a bat, because the word for bat is foo, and it's a homophone because the same word for money is foo. So a bat has become the animal used to represent wealth and money in carvings. And oftentimes it's kind of vague, the carving, but it often looks very much like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was the idea in this piece. All right, so here is a really nice quality estate piece of jadeite. I know this goes back quite some time by way of the provenance on history of it. I mean, quite some time. I can get the date back probably about 50 years or so as to how long ago. So this is an older piece, and it's going to be sale priced. Right now, we had it for only $88, which was certainly inexpensive enough, but let's go ahead and do it for $64 now. That is a discount, certainly significant that it may be enough to make up your mind to get such a really, really cool piece. Because if you're looking for moss on snow, you don't want the moss, the green, to be kind of a faded green and displayed in a unattractive way or carved in a poor areas and left in poor areas. Because if you see this, you can see that the round pearl there is green, and they were able to carve it so that the green was on the pearl on this side as well. So that is intentional, to be able to carve it with the dragon on both sides. That is intentional and takes a lot of thought. The white That white, you can't get much whiter than that. That is obviously not dyed. It is the real deal. So that price, significant opportunity. Okay, we got a lot I want to show you. How about, here we go. Let's look at some sale priced items. 112, 2023. 112, 2023. And this, let me get this tray out, put them out here really quickly, because look at these gems, and you're going to rare color Brazilian goshenite. So goshenite, of course, is beryl. Beryl in its purest form is clear. Beryl is a, like aquamarine, is an allochromatic gem, as is emerald. Allochromatic meaning that they get their color not from the chemical composition of the stone itself, but from outside impurities inserted into the chemical formula. And so this, oftentimes, the pure colors of like acrolite and tourmaline being perfectly clear is a lot more rare than, say, a rubellite. But in the market, it's not valued for the rarity that the pure, unadulterated version of these stones are, which makes the color to be colorless. A lot of people like a rubellite over just a clear stone, but as far as rarity goes, this is rare. So I can trace these back 80, so this is the 20s, like to 40 years, at least 40 years old. And a lot of these stones would be great if you wanted to recut them or use them as they are. It is a opportunity. Now, I had made these. I mean, how low can you go? So I had already made those 6.43 carats at $21. My goodness. How about, you know, they can only be so low. $18 then for the parcel. How's that grab you? $18 for 6.42 carats. So, yeah, that's less than $3 a carat. And that's a wow price. All right, let me show you. Let me still putting this jade piece away. That is a beauty. Certainly is. And jade kind of runs in my blood. In most cases, you know, a lot of people wouldn't feel pride in their ethnic ancestry, depending on maybe where they came from. For me, with my mom having been born in Shanghai, China, my mom being half Chinese, leaves me 1/4 Chinese. That's a significant percentage, actually. And if you remember your X and Y classes that you took, it could wind up where, you know, a recessive gene pops up at some point, and I have an Oriental-looking child. But those, we won't talk about those days, but I am actually proud of my Chinese heritage, because it was all, my mom's life was all prior to the invasion and the takeover and communist China, and so she was raised in a much better times politically, and also she left where my grandfather owned 7 square city blocks, extremely wealthy, had servants, and she came back to Kankakee, Illinois, just poor, dirt poor. And it's because my grandmother, who was Irish Catholic and was #1 wife, which is a big compliment in the Chinese culture, but being Catholic, she could not accept that, and so she left him And 7 years old, my mom came to this country, not able to speak a bit of English. And from there, the story goes. My mom and her cultural ethnicity led her on to become a drama major, which fit perfectly with her very, very stylish behavior at being able to, all in the way she told me that you speak to someone. She taught me that the line that you can get something better with honey than you can with, I don't know. It's all in the words, and she hated to pump her own gas. I saw her able to get people pumping her gas for her years after no one else did it. And it was just out of the kindness that she asked people and the way she talked to people. And I learned a lot from her about that. I also learned a lot about Chinese treasures. My mom's grandmother actually dealt in them, and upon coming back to the United States, she brought back a treasure trove full of antiquities that were hers or part of the estate that belonged to my grandfather, of course, who was very wealthy. Each of the children, which would be me, she had a wonderful, wonderful item of value to give each one of us. Along the lines, she had a jade demi-tasse set, carved spoon, beautiful, beautiful nephrite jade, which the original imperial jade was nephrite. It was only 200 years ago that jadeite, when the nephrite mines in China became exhausted, that they had to turn to Burma's jadeite mines for that material. But one way, if someone tries to sell you a jadeite piece, claiming that it goes back 500-600 years, that's where you need to know and be able to tell the difference between the two, because they might be trying to pull a fast one over on you, because it should be nephrite in the older carvings and often signed. This set my brother got, and it's an amazing set. I got a block of Sheen porcelain Kuan Yin. That's why I love so many of the Kuan Yin pieces, the Goddess of Mercy, and probably the most revered goddess there is in that culture. And it is a stunning, stunning piece of porcelain. So that gives me knowledge of porcelains for having that. And my mom, of course, knew a lot about each of the items she passed on to each of the children. And we learned a lot through her and what she knew. So she passed on 30 years ago, way too early. And like I said, just yesterday will be the anniversary of my dad's passing, and at 91 it still seemed way too early. Great, intelligent man. All right, 112-1923. Now, this is another parcel, and I am going to just take those, put them here, and take these, and let's see what we have. Look at these big stones. Okay, so these are big stones. This is what goes for a lot more money when you have stones that are larger, even a little larger, because the size of rough it takes is considerably more, and there's a greater chance of inclusions, of course, in a piece the larger that it is. Look at this cutting, look at this brilliance. These are stones with no impurities. This is the pure form of beryl, which is extremely rare for it not to have any other impurities. Look at these, 5 stones, old, going back to the 80s or older, 7 by 5 millimeter, and wow. Named after Goshen, Massachusetts, where they were originally discovered, kind of like the Danburites from Danbury, Connecticut, which I told you, I actually looked that up on a map, and I envisioned underneath a city, which is kind of what I was led to believe, but that that certainly wasn't the case. It was out in the country, and the original discovery was this deposit on a farm, still a farm. It would be neat to take off and go to all these places and, even write a book about, original deposits of the made in America deposits of gemstones. And so find the history of the Goshenites from Goshen, Massachusetts, the Danburites, and go to the farms, bring the people in. I have all kinds of ideas, just never enough time in life for, I don't know. Don't want to think about it right now. Price on these, I had an incredible offer, especially for the size that they are. Trying to find pure, clean, colorless beryl like that, very difficult. Anyway, I am going to discount them. They 3.70 carat. I only had them at $44. That's not much more than $10 a carat. But let's go with $10 a carat. Let's go with that. Let's do $37 on those. $37 on that set. That's $10 a carat. Now remember, if you miss out and someone else gets them, there are no others. These that I'm showing you, they're the only ones of them. And so if once they're gone, they're gone. So, don't try to wait, because they're only going to be so cheap. And I think we're at the rock bottom price on them as they are. At $10 a carat for that size stone. I mean, look at those. And the cutting, these are actually quite well cut. Dave, give us a little closer shot on that. Look at that. That is a beauty for an oval, brilliant. Yeah. Good stuff. I would have loved to have seen the crystal, because from that long ago, it wouldn't have been, this would have been prior to the Pakistani finds, so it would have been Brazilian material, and would have been probably some wonderful crystals that they used to cut those out of it. Boo-hoo-hoo. Okay, only $37 on that, $10 a carat. All right, now, what have I got? Okay, so that's the moss on stone. No, put that back there. All right, next. Let's see. Some rainbow androdites. Yes, if you do not have your rainbow androdite, iridescent androdite garnet by now, 116-6723, 116-6723, then these are the only stones I am going to be exhibiting is what's in stock right now. Yeah, 111-6723. And, all right, so let me show you with those wonderful stones in the background. All right, look at that. Look at that. Just Mother Nature and those, around it. If you're creating a cool piece, how neat is that? A crystal like this doesn't even need to be, it's Mother Nature's faceting. Look at that. Look at the faces on that. That's Mother Nature doing the faceting. Look how beautiful. Look at the purples and the lavenders on that one. Look at this face. I cannot believe no one, look at even those little edges and corners, and no one got this. Now you can see that is where another crystal tucked up against that one. Boy, let me get my pointer out. Look at that. Look at the blue on that side and the green on that side. How cool is that? The golden color there. Oh, wow. This is large, too. 4.39 carat. The Coast Mine. Closed in 2000. Look at the purple on that. Because a lot of miners, aka claim jumpers, aka us rockhounds, basically invaded the little town, and it was a magnetite mine. That this deposit was kind of above the entrance to the magnetite mine, and they discovered it, and it wasn't big. It was only like 27 feet long, maybe 6 feet deep and 3 feet high. It was just a big seam. And when the word got out about this material being there, it just caused a stampede of people, because it still is now to this day the finest. Look at that, the finest. Wow, look at rainbow androdite, iridescent androdite in the world. Look at that. Look at those colors in the world. There is no better. The Mexican material, mostly yellow, few other colors to it, in the yellow range. That's about it. All the other androdites, from Stanley Butte to you name it, do not have this intense of a play of color. And beautiful. So anyway, I have, that's my birthstone. That is my dad's birthstone. So that's probably where my story started to tell you. I was born on his birthday. So in celebration of our birthdays, I'm going to discount this to a ridiculous opportunity. I just, if anybody wants rainbow androdite, here is a price that others will have paid many times what I am dropping this to. And I don't know why I'm even dropping the price, only because it came back around, didn't sell, so my thing is to make it less than it was the last time. But in the case of these rainbow androdites, I should go up on the price, because I have a feeling people like Jan and others who know the value of these know just how inexpensive, including Barbara, that I'm offering them. So, but I think Barbara has several. But when you're buying a quarter for a nickel, wouldn't you just buy as many as you could? I don't think there'd be a limit. I would go looking underneath the couch to find more nickels to buy those quarters, because that's the deal. Here we go, 4.39 carats. You didn't want it at $68, which I know many, many, many other opportunities and places to offer these, they would go crazy. If you look on just the internet and put these up, you'll see 75 pointers with no color for going for like $38, $39 each. It was ridiculous what I saw. So look at the weight. All right, I was thinking, but I just don't know if I can make it. That's my problem with thinking. I shouldn't do that. All right, I can't do $10 a carat. I just can't. That would be $43. Let's do this. Let's make sure it sells this time around. $48. $48 on that one. And that's what, like $11 a carat or something. Yeah, that is one excellent opportunity. Let me show you a incredible setup here. 1105023. 1105023, I think. And here is a collection. And if you set out to try to build a collection like this of only two pieces, it would be quite difficult, especially getting some Stanley Butte material. All right, 2 crystals of garnet. Japanese, they're both androdites. So remember, androdite demantoid garnet belongs to the androdite family. Look at this. Look at that crystal. Now, the Stanley Butte Mining District, well known, and one of the most sought after items there are these andronite crystals. And let me show you, here is lighting it up from the background. Now, that's a garnet. Look at that color. You're into yellowish greens, greenish yellows, beautiful yellow depending on the wavelength of light. Wow. Wow, wouldn't that be? You know, remember, the only yellow garnet I have ever seen is the Molly garnets, which are, oh, excellent. The Molly garnets, which are those combo garnets, having several, like 3 different type of garnets in them. Some Molly garnets I've actually faceted, and it's some of the most highest dispersion garnets you can imagine. Thank you, sir. Now let's look under, hold on one second. That, I do not think that they are fluorescent. But wouldn't that be cool if I discovered it, that they were? All right, here we go. Let's look at it in another light. All right. So let me kill my light in this. All right, let's look at this. Okay, that's what I was wondering. So a different wavelength of light, and we have the greens. You can see the greens come out. And that is the lesson that I want to show you here, that they are, you may, depending on the light that you look at them in, like say if you're buying something at a counter, at a show, and all of a sudden you get it home and what you have looks totally different, and that can easily happen, and it has to do with the wavelength of light that you bought them in. All right, thank you, sir. And that just shows you right there how that can happen. Okay, that is the Stanley Butte. Let me show you this stunning crystal of the rainbow andronite. And you have all of its many different faces. And this is a big crystal. You know, anything over in this stuff, anything over 1 carat is big. Over 4 carat, that's huge. And just has some, look at that. Great colors. If you have a flat lap, like a polishing lap for a faceting machine, you can actually take this face, and if you've got a good steady hand, you can lay it straight, holding it with your fingers straight down on that flat lap on the high polish, and it will polish off these little deposits, which I'm not sure what they are, but it can be much more attractive without them. They're kind of difficult to remove if you do not have that equipment. All right, but look at the goldens, colors. You have just a wonderful array. Along with this crystal, you've got a set of 2 excellent garnets. And I am going to drop the price of this. Let's see here. All right, let's do this. Both of those. So you got a 4.74 and a 6.77 carat. So 10, 11 carats over 11 carats. How about this? Yeah, we're celebrating still the summer, July 4th. Let's make this, that sounds like $44. $4 a carat, $44 on those. Wow. All right, give me one moment here. Let me put a few things away, and I'll be right back. Okay, so Dave, he said, what is that, cauliflower? And some other suggestions, because you know what, minerals can look like all kinds of different things because of all the different crystal systems that they fit in. So what you're looking at is Missouri pagoda calcite and druzy quartz. Look at this. Isn't this cool? Look at this. So look at the termination to this, to a pagoda calcite is classic. You always have this triangular formation, and then of course the pagoda part is this stair-stepped growth to the crystal. And then look at this. Look at this. It almost looks like, you know, fossilized coral. But no, you have druzy quartz, often druzy quartz, wrapped around other material. Looks like another quartz or calcite. You know, if you took a fluorescent light to this, I'll bet that calcite would really light up. A lot of calcites do. This is a fun, made in the USA, Reynolds County, Missouri, known, of course, for so many beautiful other specimens. This actually collected by a friend of mine, someone I know. So it went from her directly to you through this show. So that's pretty special. How about this specimen? I'm going to sale price it. Kind of ridiculous. I couldn't imagine going to one of the rock shops out there and picking this up for $7. $7 when you can get it right here in this show for that $7. They think a lot of their items, and that would be a lot more than that. Now, this next collection, I really debated about whether I should offer it again. I'm still debating about it. It was those slices that make an incredible mobile. And a lot of them were rare. Anyway, I don't want to talk about, yeah, that might have been just one chance you got at that one. Let's look at, what is this? Wow. I can't believe no one got this one. Item 112-2423. 112-2423. Now, this is just one of the rarest type of crystals that you're going to find. Look at this. Green Australian sapphire. And yeah, there we go. Look at the crystallization of it. That is a very, very desirable and attractive pattern to the crystal growth. And then here is the other side. And it's funny, when I was doing some research on this, what I read about was another specimen they described exactly like this one. They described where it looked water-worn on one side and still perfectly crystallized on the other side without any water wear visible. And I'm thinking, oh my, are they describing this piece? Because look at that. Look at that water-worn curve, and where's the crystallization there? And then here you can see a little bit of wear. So did this just sit somehow in the water or in the matrix like this as the top part, water went over the top and other gravel, etc., and then finally maybe break loose out of the matrix and downstream? Maybe. But either way, let me show you. Let me show you what we're really looking at for color. Look at this. Look at that. And so that is, look how translucent that is. And of course, different colors with the different directions that you turn it. And now I am going to put another wavelength of light behind this. And let's see. what it looks like doing that. All right, so look at that. Look at that. There is, and let me turn this off. There is our greens. Look at the clarity. Look at the blue in the corner. Wow. And the green. This is the color that it actually is, as opposed to that other color. And that's why I have, you know me and all my flashlights. Look at over here, kind of where my thumb is. If you can see, there's a really rich, deep color green hiding back in there. And yeah, maybe it's not a facet grade crystal, but just having a crystal this color with these kind of forms on it and this size, it makes it special. It makes it special because it's a sapphire crystal. Go find another one. You know, you can find a lot of Indian rubies. Look at that, but sapphires, not so much. All right, so you're going to have another chance at this. So looking at this further away, you get to see, look how big that is. Look at that. There, that's what I want to show you. See how impressive that looks? To me, that type of crystal form is attractive. It's desirable. And then again, the story of the water worn on one side and beautifully, sharply crystallized on the other. Kind of odd and unusual. Okay, price on this guy? You're going to appreciate it. Let me. And it's going to be one of those things. It's like try to find another. I mean, if you've got a corundum collection, this is a great, would be a great addition to it. Green Australian sapphire, you could say greenish, yellowish, all kinds of it. New South Wales. New South Wales is the territory that we're way up in the corner. I was actually looking at the map because my son is traveling to New Zealand and onwards for the first time. And so, you know, when I was in Australia, I wanted to see a lot of Australia. So I spent weeks and never left the territory of New South Wales. It is that large. But it allowed me to go way up to Lightning Ridge, which is near the border of the Queensland territory, which is where Brisbane is, and then we're, of course, also way out, you know, kind of towards the Lightning Ridge area is where you have your boulder opal fields. You also have Quilpie is out there, you know, some of these other famous names for in the opal mining industry. And so in New South Wales is also where Sydney is. It's just a giant territory, and you can spend a lot of time there. You get outside of there, and all you're going to see is red dirt for a long ways. But it's a strange and beautiful place, all on its own, with some really bizarre animals and parrots that just fly around wild. Loved it. Loved it. All right, price on this, I had it at a amazing opportunity. And as rare as this guy is, 23.77 carats, it was only $138, which when you figure the carat weight like that, so you're looking at like $6 a carat. $6 a carat is it. Okay, I am doing a big sale on September's birthstone on this guy and 23.77. All right, here, one of my favorite numbers. It's an auspicious number. It's a good luck number. And let's offer this for only $77 then. $77. It is worth so much more. I will be broken-hearted when it's gone. But again, a special piece, and it now will be meant for a special person. Maybe everything happens for a reason or a purpose. And if it was meant to be sold at a lesser price, making someone else want to get it, that's the person that it was meant to be for all along. Anyway, such things as that is, I like to think. Now, let me show you, what do we have here? I am not sure. Let's take it out before I give the item number. So if it's something I see I want to feature. Those were those in and out peridot earrings. I can't believe none of you got those. I know someone that wants them, and it is the Raven. She's not here, so maybe I'll just put those aside for her. I gave all of you multiple opportunities to get those in and out silver peridot earrings. I brought the price down so inexpensively. Where would you ever find anything like that ever again? The August birthstone, and what a great color. All right, let me show you. Let's look at item 112. 112-2623. I believe that is, and yep, 112-2623. Now, this is something that in Western North Carolina is one of the most well-known words or minds you can speak, even in the entire United States. If you're talking about emerald and you mention the Crabtree Mine, that is exactly where this piece is from. It has the classic look to the way the emeralds are found in the Crabtree Mine, which they're associated with these matrix-filled kind of boulders that will contain hornblends. You know, it can have augite, it can have schorl, which is, of course, black tourmaline. You can see the emeralds in there. So these boulders will contain emeralds that will often run in like a line. Seldom will they just be randomly scattered. It can occur, but oftentimes, as you can see, these, they all run near the surface of the boulder. And you can see how thick I cut this one. And then I actually did the enamel spray paint, which not only kind of gives it a harder feel, because I have been able to take this material, and due to the way the minerals are formed with just the right amount of quartz, you could actually bend the piece and curve it. It's, you know, bending a rock. I mean, who have ever thought of that? But it was certainly possible, and I found out accidentally how that happened. So I started cutting the slices a little thicker, and then, of course, the spray enamel not only gives it a great wet look all the time to it, but it certainly bonds it together a lot better and fills in many of the little gaps. And you can see just how effective doing that is. Now, let me just drop a little light behind this and give you a little bit more of the show to it. Look at that. Look at that. You have, wow, you have North American emerald. And you see the green? You can have epidote in some of this material as well. Look at that. That is emerald. Wow. That just excites me to no end to see that. Look at these other crystals in here. Really beautiful. Thank you, sir. So here is a piece of wonderful material. I'm including a stand with it. And if you don't, remember, this is made in America. North American, this is United States. This is Eastern United States. This is the mountains of North Carolina producing emeralds. And there have been singular crystals pulled out from those mines as well. The Wrist mine producing some beautiful, and the stories of how they were discovered and found, and is truly, truly remarkable. And the one man's hunt for a long, long time before he hit the big time with these gorgeous crystals. But this material is sold, and it goes for a lot of money when they find these boulders with the emerald crystals in them. And what I've brought this down to, they would laugh at me if I told the shop up at the mine owner's store up there, what I was selling a piece of this for with the emeralds. And they would probably say, are you crazy? You can get 3 times that for it. That kind of thing. Because I had this at only $58, and that is silly. And what's going to be more silly is when I tell you, let's make it only $44. $44. You know how long you'd have to try mining to even find any kind of boulder that would make, or any kind of rock that would actually even produce 3 emeralds, 4 emeralds like that? Yeah, your chances are slim to none after many, many trips there. All that material has been mined out, and that's why when you see what it is going for now, and people are paying it. So, because there's just no more. It's emerald, and it's it's United States emerald. So, try to find some. It's not gonna happen. Okay, now here's a story that I don't understand. I don't know. I guess none of you want to get in on Saberites. Item 1109423. Look at these. Now, I've showed them to you before. These are stunning matched set 6-gem parcel going back to the 1990s. They are incredible color. Well matched because they came out of the same piece of jewelry, and it's when you see what they actually sell for, these $300 a carat would be a regular price. That would be a price that would be right in the market. And understandably, I have dropped these to some ridiculous opportunities. If you want anything like this, my last price, let's see, I had them at $156, which was only $50 a carat. Then I actually made them, that was only $26 each. So then I actually made them $126 for all of them, which was only $40 each. And so at $40 each, when they average a half carat, that's only $80 a carat. Wow. Saphirite, this kind of quality, goes for, multiples of that. But that's okay. You know what? I am going to make these even less. Even less. So, from $126, let's do this. 3.16 carat. If I do these for only Yeah, why not? $30 a carat. That, in my math brain, makes them, well, you know what? Let's just round it up a couple pennies, make it $95. $95 for all 6 stones, when one would be a good deal at $95, because that would only be less than $200 a carat. Can you believe that? And the thing about it is, now someone will buy them for that, and it'll break my heart, because I'll say to myself, it's like, why didn't I just keep them for that? So you could give away a couple if you wanted. Savorite, that's my birthstone. I have that owl that Anthony made me with the Savorite eyes. And I tell you what, at that price, after that, it would be stupid for me not to keep them. 6 stones, $95. So what is that per stone? Wow. I don't want to even think that it's only like $16 a stone. Goodness. It is. It is. Oh my goodness. Well, all right. That's definitely the final price on that. Maybe you're not a Savorite crowd. Can't imagine that. I love Savorites. And of course, that Savorite, that big one donated to the new wing, opening up the new wing, the Lion of Miralani, 117 karat faceted jewel from a 270 karat piece of rough that was beautiful, that we showed you the pictures of. Goodness gracious. So that should get interest going in Savorite. Let's look at item number 108-1822. 108-1822. And this is quite an attractive piece. Look at the color. Rich color. Beautiful, beautiful aquamarine. Little irises dancing around. It's been etched. So etching is a process that takes place when other heated solutions will come through a crystal pocket and will actually etch away, dissolve away some of the material, and oftentimes other items will grow in those places and really make for unusual specimens, and etching can make something quite attractive. Look at this. Okay, so let me show you. You have, I see, it looks like some little black crystals there. Could be shoral. There could be, in something as busy as this, look really closely with magnification, rocket back and forth, you could have anhydros. In other words, little water bubbles in there. All kinds of goods. This is a nice, showy Erongo Mountain Namibian aquamarine crystal. Big stone. Big stone. And price on this guy, I had a discount. I am going to discount it, I guess, one more time on it. And we're going to make that large crystal only, let's do this, $58. And dropping it way down to $58 on that one. That should get some interest going. If anybody wanted a large, nice, showy aqua or an aqua fun piece to explore and look at and find other goods in it, yeah, that one will fill that desire for certain. Let's look at this. 111-9223. 111-9223. I believe we have a gemstone parcel. A parcel. Now, there was a time when I could not keep these. Every single one I put out for you got scooped up because of the value. Look at this parcel. This has a mixture of everything. Some things in it that haven't been in other ones. Look at these pearls. And then look at these tiger-eye cabochons. That's something that hasn't been in others. These came out of an old estate piece. And then, wow, look at those amethysts. Look at the garnets. Let's see what else we have in here. Look at the sapphire. Now that is a nice quality sapphire. I love that particular color. And beautifully cut. Look at the pink sapphires. Wow. Beautiful color. Let's go through these so you know what everything is. If you get the parcel, that was another sapphire, or it could be called ruby. And then look at that. You have little aquas. There's emeralds. Here is garnet. You'll have to do the magnet and see if we have an almandine or hessonite or spessartine. Oh, that's right. These were tanzanites. These are tanzanites, a little lavender bluish color. That is a beautiful green stone. Have to look better at that one. So look at that heart-shaped garnet. Look at the rubies. Ah, look at this. There's even diamonds. I see that elusive diamond in there. I kid you not. There is several diamonds that I am seeing. Look at how big that one is. Nice little champagne color tone to it. There's a match to it. No telling how many other diamonds are in there. Look at that nice quality amethyst. So there's just a lot that you can play with in this parcel. Wow. Wow. All right. Pretty much A to Z, it looks like. And there's 10 different varieties, including diamonds, rubies, emeralds, and sapphires. So all the big four in there. And price is going to be, wow. All right, let's see. 10 types, 25 carats. I had them at only $1.50 a carat before. Let's do this. 25 carats. I can't, for goodness sake, I certainly can't do $1 a carat on emeralds, rubies, sapphires, diamonds. That'd be $25, but I'll do a whopping $3 more. $28 for the parcel. $28. There's 25 carats there and 10 types. So yeah, it might as well be $1 a carat. Goodness gracious. Yeah, goodness gracious indeed. Let's look at item number 1104123. 1104123. And here we have another opportunity on some, let's see, where is, let me put these away. I have, look at all those stones. Look at all those stones for $28. I mean, that's just, really, $28. Goodness. All right, amethyst. I don't know why I'm even taking these out. They were so cheap, you should have just bought them through the bag. But here we go. Pear shapes. Look at that. Pear shapes. Beautiful color. And remember, these are all natural color. None of that lab created, which there is so much of it in the market. It has basically ruined the natural amethyst market because people anymore don't know if they're getting a natural stone, naturally mined, or if they're just getting a lab-created stone. It's so flooded the market that it has ruined it. And I kind of worry about that when it comes to the diamond market as well. I'm a purist. I think everything should be natural, none of this lab-grown stuff, but it seems to be a market for it. And if there is, there's going to be a demand, and then what follows is chaos. All right, 5.08 on these amethysts. I had them down to only $14 here. How would you like them all for the ridiculous price? There's actually two sizes in there, 8x6 and 7x5s. 5.08 carat. So, $12. $12. And 7 stones, $12. Oh boy. What have I done? Where is the market gone? Well, you can be assured that you're getting quarters for nickels. That is for certain. All right, I just noticed how the clock is ticking down on me. Item 1106323. 1106323. And I have something special here. Look at this. Look at this piece. Now, this piece has a little bit of everything, and it has, hold on, I'm trying to put away a couple things here, and 10 types, let me put that in there. Yeah, those 10 types of mixed gemstones, that bag for $28. All right, look at this. Okay, so this is, and where I actually say, you can see it in the graphic, repaired crystal cluster. Now, I'm going to give a secret away, and those that do repairs on mineral specimens and don't disclose it are not going to like what I have to tell you. There is a way to tell repaired specimens, and if the dealer doesn't let you examine it that way, then there's something wrong already. You can do it under the guise of looking to see if anything is fluorescent. So you need to take a black light, and they should let you use a black light anyway, because you want to see if fluorescence to the minerals, specimens, whatnot. Glue, epoxy, and most all other glues will fluoresce. And so upon looking at the specimen, if it fluoresces, and let's say there is, now this isn't where the repair is, but it looks like it could be, but this is just a natural, and there's a difference. That's why you got to look carefully. So this is a natural place in the stone that will create what looks like a break, and oftentimes then Mother Nature will heal it and put it back together, so to speak, and whatnot, and everything is just fine. A lot of emeralds have what's called healed fractures, rubies and sapphires, where it'll be a fracture that happens in the crystal during its formation, etc., but then it will heal itself. All right, so but that's what you look for. If this was repaired with glue, it would fluoresce. Now, I happen to know, because I repaired this, that I think the repair is right here. the repair is, yeah, thanks. Perfect. Is right along there. And that looks not much any different than any of these other natural inclusions in the crystal. Now, Clevelandite. These crystals, remember, we had a test on Clevelandite, the type of feldspar that forms in a bladed formation. That's what you're seeing in these blades is Clevelandite, which is a type of albite. Wonderful feldspar. And Clevelandite is one of the rare feldspars, but it is distinguishable by that formation. And then look it down here. You have fluorescent calcite. Fluorescent calcite, yep. So you have Clevelandite, tourmaline, and beautiful calcite crystals that fluoresce. And I have this, but we have too much light on, but let me just, you can see some of the fluorescence right there, but it's going to be a much better show in that closet. There we go. Let's see what we have. You can see that the tourmaline doesn't fluoresce. Let's go up here. I wanted to see if in that break it fluoresced much. No, not showing that too much. All right, thank you, sir. So that calcite in the right conditions, I think will fluoresce orange. All right, one more thing I want to show you is, let me see if I can, yeah, there we go. Backlight the color. Look at that. There, that's what I want to show you. That was just not a shoral or black tourmaline. Look at that tourmaline color. You have a wonderful, wonderful green, nice translucency throughout, and then you have a nice cap of a different green. Look at that. There's actually like 3 little colors right there. Wow, look how pretty that is. A incredible Afghani specimen. Afghanistan has, thank you sir, produced incredible crystals in the last many years, and with stunning different formations that go with them. All right, I have this discounted, and I'm going to discount it below the discount that's discounted. So let's go ahead, and I tell you what, I know Miss Gabby liked this piece to start with, and it had that place in it, but I repaired it. It's going to be a fraction of what it was originally. That still, just for the way that looks, easily worth $68. My, oh my, only $68 on that one. Now, let me see as the clock is ticking down what kind of goodies we have. I have this parcel of diamonds. I cannot believe that carat 10 parcel that none of you have taken advantage of them. Vesuvianite, root beer color. I bet you don't have that in your collection. All right, this is perfect for talking about lithium. 110-90-23. Yep. Lithium. Let me see. I probably read it wrong. 110-9023. 110-90-23. Yep. All right, so what did we talk about that had lithium as a good portion of its chemical molecular weight? Believe it or not, a mineral called spodumene. And that mineral called spodumene has a gemstone attached to it, a wonderful pink gemstone named after a very famous gemologist who first discovered kunzite. Kunzite, look at that, in California, of all places. Look at that beauty. And this is a wonderfully cut stone. Look at that. And this is natural color. Kunzite, look at that. Is easy to be able to radiate and treat and bring it into these really intense colors, but this is a natural color. And it's really beautiful. A lot of it, when they pull it up out of the ground, is actually blue. It is blue. And then within moments in the sunlight, it loses that color tone. There is some natural blue. I've actually sold some natural blue rough quite a while ago, but during this show, maybe 5 years ago or so. Here, this piece, this incredible size, 16.78 carat, 18 by 13 stone. All right, 16 carats, and I had it at $4 a carat. Wow. You know, if I put this upstairs, I kid you not, I could sell it for $40 a carat. So there's a big difference in, I got you all spoiled if you're not going to even pay $4 a carat, because that's what it was. And, you know, if I went to replace that stone, it would cost me well beyond that. So this is definitely blowing out the inventory. I told you I'd do a sale. Let's make it less than that. Yeah. So, $56. Final price on that, $56. Wow. Do take advantage of it. Now, like, I'm going to give you an idea because, you know, remember all these incredible slices that I offered, and I offered to drill them all. Emerald, you know, grossular garnet, ruby and zoisite. And I had even probably the rarest one ever that you would find, and that is a, look at that, sliced, beautiful petrified wood, and blue forest petrified wood. Beautiful stuff. And they were all a total of, let's see, I'm looking at, yeah, $77. $77. And so at that price, you know, I just can't go any lower. And at that price, I'm going to hang on to those. So it becomes an opportunity that you're passing over buying those quarters for a nickel, and especially on unusual, weird deals like that. Now, let me show you a weird deal. Here is a 3-piece item, 809718. 809718. Now, let me show you. It's a collection of, these are amazing. And if you want to donate to a school, that would be so cool. A collection of insects. These, just like the Green River Formation in Wyoming, these are in the same type of material. You can see the layers of the alternating colors showing the sedimentary deposition of each season and the bugs that they have been trapped in this material. Instead of the fish, look at these. Look at this. That's a huge one. Now, they have marked them on the back as to what they are, and I have that on your tag. They're 100 to 125 million years old. So the ones that say was, that means a roach. I always remember it this way. It was a roach before I stepped on it. I use word association to remember what would be Portuguese words for these insects. This is from the Santana Sierra Formation in Brazil. This is a, it almost looks like a hummingbird, but it is a grasshopper, I believe. Let's see. Nope, there's the H-E-V. So let me see. H-E-V. Yep, grasshopper. I remember that. So you can see the H, the E, and the V. And it's, see, it's going to be on your information tag there. So you don't have to pass the lessons yet. And then this little guy, this was the Waz. He was a cockroach. And then this one, really cool, SCH. Now, some of these are just kind of unidentified bugs that they weren't sure of, but this looks like a flying insect or bee. Collection of these three I have now. I have a huge discount. Take advantage of it, because instead of the $78 that they were, I am making the three of those only, believe it or not, $38. $38 for all three pieces. Wow. That's a big discount. Now, let me show you some real quickly here, a couple of other fun items. Item 105. Let's see here. We have 105 55 22. 105 55 22. Take a look. Here is a collection of 2 green agates. Wow, look at that together. They're stuck, but they really kind of neat. 2 beautiful green agates. Almost looks like green jade, really. Let's see how much light passes through these. Right over here. Ah, look at that. Look at that. How beautiful. How beautiful. You know, I don't see any banding in those like I often do. They do look like jade. Thank you, sir. All right. Both of these. You get both of those cabs for ready, set, grab them, because they're going to be only $8 for both. $8 for the pair. Wow. That's a sale. All right, let's get in one. I want to get in this item indeed. 107 50 22. here is extremely, extremely rare etched morganite, and this is found mostly in one location. Look at this morganite, and it is crystalline throughout, but then you can see the crystals. A solution, a hot solution will come through the pocket and will dissolve away sections of the crystal. And then you saw in one piece some time ago, a tourmaline, a green tourmaline crystal actually grew inside one of those openings. Look at in there. Look at that. You can see right into the world of that crystal of morganite and see that that will cut a large, nice, clean stone. Now, you wouldn't necessarily want to do that because this is actually rare. This type of formation and etching on a piece like this is collectible and desirable. But if you look at it as a specimen, a fascinating specimen, and calculate the value that way, you're going to come up with a considerable value if you look at it to cut, because there's a lot of good, clean material in this. It is a etched specimen that is rare and natural peach color, and it's from the Urticum claim, however you quite pronounce that. Here, that's just a stunning specimen, and I hate to mark it down at all, but I'm going to discount this guy, and I won't be able to do any less than this opportunity of only $168. $168. That is one of those type of specimens that if you went to try to find one, you wouldn't be able to do it. If you actually went to go try to trade this, it has a very desirable trading value. All right. And with that, that will be the last item of the show. I'm going to tuck that away, and I'll be right back with trivia. Okay, it's that time. Trivia. All right. So, I hope everybody listened. Now, remember, you can go back and before you play the trivia and watch the show as many times as you want and listen carefully. But once you listen to the trivia questions, then no more watching the show. You can use your notes all that you want. That is perfectly acceptable, because really to write things down and, well, we took phonics in school, all of us, which they're trying to get rid of. So, you know the rules of phonics. You read it, you write it, you say it, you spell it, you use it in a sentence, you know, that kind of thing. But it works. All right, 3 questions. Ready? Question number 1. What is the name of the formation in Wyoming, Colorado, and Utah? So it takes up a little bit of a few states. So what is the name of the formation in Wyoming, Colorado, and Utah, similar to the Santana Sierra formation in Brazil? So what is the name of the formation? I usually just use Wyoming because there's the area in Wyoming produces the most of a particular type of fish fossil called the Knightia, which most people have a specimen of. If you're going to have a specimen from this formation, most of the times it's the Knightia fish. So, what is the name of the formation in Wyoming, similar to the Santana Sierra formation in Brazil? What is that called? All right. Question number 2. The gemstone kunzite has what needed element for modern batteries in its chemical composition? The gemstone kunzite has what needed element for modern batteries in its chemical composition? Let me add chemical in there. All right, that was question number 2. Question number 3. Lapis lazuli has been determined to actually be a sulfur-rich variety of what mineral? Lapis lazuli, and that's actually the way it's supposed to be pronounced, lazuli. Lapis lazuli has been determined to actually be a sulfur-rich variety of what mineral? All right, good luck to all of you, and I look forward to being back next Monday. I am going to inventory in lots of goodies for you, and I hope you take advantage of a lot of these items I showed last week and this week, especially at the discounts that I have made them. Take advantage of them. You've heard from so many of the others that are a big part of the rock and mineral community, from Barbara to Miss Gabby and the others, just how much of a discount I offer these items for. So, you know, it gets to a point where I really can only go so low, below what they would actually cost me to replace. So just take advantage of them. Just take advantage of them. And even if you're not sure what you need to do with them now, like a parcel of amethyst or something, you're getting them so inexpensive that it's a worthwhile thing to get and tuck away for a rainy day. You know, it beats pennies beneath the seat of the car, right? All right. God bless all of you, and I hope you're trying to stay cool. This is ridiculous heat and not comfortable at all. So, you know, pretty much the summer I can't get out in it, as I've discovered. I tried, and I'm already looking forward to fall. But, you know, already every day the days are getting shorter. And you know what? They already are advertising for school supplies. Good sign. Get those little munchkins back in school, clear the roads, and let those temperatures start coming down. Let me look forward to fall. And then that's rock hunting season. Sure enough. All right. Take care, all of you. And thank you so much for all of your continued support. You have no idea what that means to me. God bless. Love each and every one of you. And love one another. See you next Monday. Thanks.